What up, Dom? Just gonna walk through how I do sample beats real quick. So you got your Logic session. Go ahead and open up a new session. Add an audio track, which I have right here. You're gonna need the song you want to sample, which I have chosen this little ditty. Alright, so let's import that. You can go to File, Import Audio, or Shift Command I. Then scroll down, find that song here. Once that's done importing, we can go ahead and take a look at it. Alright. I usually like to add another audio track so I can just drop my samples down once I get them chopped. So I find the quickest way to do this is if you actually go to your key commands, go to edit, and there's 3 keys you want to actually change. The first 2 being forward by transient, and if it's not, you can set these to what you like, but I always do forward as the right bracket, and then reverse as the left bracket. So if you just search transient, those will be the 2 that pop up. If it's not this bracket, click on it and you hit learn by key label, and then you select the key. Alright, the last one is split by playhead. It's going to be this one right here. Same thing, and I do that as the slash. So if you back out of this, it'll make more sense. So that's the forward bracket. It takes us to that transient. As you can see, it walks right through them. The slash, the split by playhead, will actually separate the track. As you can see, now we have 2 separate audio files. So let's go back to the beginning. Go ahead and slice that. I usually like to put the loop on, so then you can hit return, and it'll just play your sample, the one you just chopped. So there's a couple ways that how you want to chop. Some people do by like quarter note, eighth note chops, certain lengths of chops. I usually just go by the actual transient itself or the desired one that I'm looking for. So here's our first sample. As you can see with these keys customized like this, it goes very quick. I'm just kind of guessing on this track just to help out in this video, so we'll see what the actual samples sound like. It might not be that great. so let's try that for now. So then I will highlight all of these, drop them down to that separate track. I'll go ahead and mute that first track. And now you've got these samples here. Now the best thing to do is to space them out. Like so. So you can put little fades on them. If you don't, you'll hear a little click sometimes on your beats. So the fade thing takes a minute, but I'll show you how to do a couple. I won't do it to everyone. Alright, so now we have that. Go ahead and zoom in. And if you go to your tools, the fade tool, and just do little fades on the front and the back. Fade in, fade out. Like I said, this takes a little while, so I'll just do the first couple so you get the idea. Okay. Alright, so now we have our samples chopped up. You've got the fades on them. You're going to add a new track. Oops, not an audio track. You want to add a software instrument. Go ahead and create that. And you want to add the EXS24 sampler. And this is what you're going to put your samples into. So when you get to this plugin, you should find a little arrow. Blue Persuasion. Let's try this again. Okay, that's what we want. Get rid of that one. Okay, so again, you go to your instrument on this left-hand side, drop down arrow, EXS24. If you just click on it, it'll default to stereo, which is what you want. So you open it up. And like I said, you're going to go to Edit. It's right next to that little plus arrow. Highlight all your samples and drag and drop them in. It defaults to contiguous zones. Zone with one note, start note, C1. This is what you want. Go ahead and click OK. Alright. Now you're going to want to unselect pitch. So highlight all of them. Turn pitch off. Then you want to add a group. New group. Once you add that, it puts your group on this left-hand side. So highlight them all again. Add them into that group. And then if you select groups instead of zones, it brings you to your group. And you want to turn your poly down to 1. Okay. So now your sample should be mapped out to your MIDI keyboard. Since you can't see me actually playing the keyboard, I can play them from down here. Alright. So now if you want to start making the beat, you need to close this out. It's going to ask you if you want to save it. And you do need to save it. Otherwise, you just lost your whole sample. So we'll save this test video. Okay. And you can go ahead and mute this track. Name this sample. From here, I usually like to add in drums, so I have something to play to. Just go Ultra Beat. And you can program a beat in here or just use their sequencer, which is I don't want that one. Oh yeah, you would want to adjust your tempo as well. I usually like to go in between 80 and 90 for these sample beats, so we'll go 80 and let's just find a beat that'll work. Alright, so that's okay. I'm gonna get rid of the hi-hat. Okay. So now you can play your sample to a drum beat without actually recording. Try to figure out what you want to do. Alright, so I think I have a general idea. So open this back up. Turn the sequencer off. I'm just going to drag out one of these loops. Close that. If you didn't see how I did that, I'll go back real quick. Down at the bottom, there's a thing called pattern. If you click on that, you can drag it onto your track. And that takes the loop that we were just playing and puts it on the track. Alright, so now got this loop. Go ahead and cycle it. And let's try to record this sample. I don't quite have it worked out, but we'll see what happens. Alright, so really simple sample there. I'd probably go through and add some more stuff. For this here lesson, we can just go with that. So I went ahead and quantized that to 1/16th note. So to do that, click your sample, go to quantize, 1/16th. And that's basically going to put all your hits onto the beat. Let's go ahead and play it and see how it sounds. So if I wanted to add more stuff to the sample, just duplicate that track. So now I have that same sample EXS24 I just did on this separate track. So if we wanted to add like a breakdown, I don't know if I have one, but we'll try it. So that was pretty bad, but anyways, so obviously you'd spend a lot more time your sample part of the actual beat. This is the funnest part, is sitting down and figuring out that. But I just basically wanted to show you how I do it. Another quick tool that I use a lot, comes in handy. So you can find your songs on YouTube, or say you find a song you want to sample on YouTube. You go to share, copy that link. There's a website called youtube-mp3.org. So then you'd paste in that link, convert video, and then hit download. That'll download it right to your computer. Now you have that song. It's in MP3 form, so not the greatest quality, but if you're in a fix, it works well. But yeah, holler at me if you got any questions. Start making some dope beats.